It was exactly 4:18 a.m. when she finally decided to answer. By then, I had been calling her since midnight. 14 calls, each one either sent straight to voicemail or left ringing endlessly into silence. 14 attempts to reach my wife. 14 moments of rising fear. 14 reminders that my concern apparently meant nothing. When she finally picked up on the 15th call, her voice wasn't shaken or apologetic. It was calm. Slightly irritated. What? I'm out. Stop calling. No apology. No explanation. Just annoyance, like my worry was an inconvenience. I should have felt relief hearing her voice. Instead, something heavy and cold settled in my chest. "Where are you?" I asked, keeping my tone steady. She let out an exaggerated sigh, as if I had just asked the most unreasonable question imaginable. "Out. I told you I was going out. Why are you acting like this?" I hadn't slept. For 4 hours, I had been calling and texting, my mind racing through every worst-case scenario. Car accidents, emergency rooms, something terrible that could explain the silence. But there was no fear in her voice. No urgency. Just the background noise of music and laughter. She sounded like someone who had been having too much fun to bother checking her phone. "You said you'd be home by midnight," I said quietly. "It's 4:18. She laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh my God. You're tracking the time? I'm an adult. I don't have a curfew." That laugh changed something in me. It wasn't just dismissive, it was mocking. As if my fear had been entertainment. As if 4 hours of unanswered calls were somehow funny. "Are you coming home?" I asked, even though I already knew I wouldn't like the answer. "Eventually," she replied. I could hear voices and loud music behind her. "When I'm ready. Stop being so clingy." Then she hung up. No, "I love you." No reassurance. Just a click, and her return to whatever mattered more than the husband who had spent 4 hours terrified something had happened to her. I sat there in the dark bedroom, phone still in my hand. And in that silence, I felt the final fragile thread between us snap. 4:19 a.m. I opened my recent calls. 15 attempts. Then I scrolled further back. This wasn't new. 3 nights earlier, 9 unanswered calls. The week before that, 12. Before that, 7. It was a pattern I kept excusing. I told myself she was just having fun. She was young. She was enjoying life. But at 4:19 a.m., after being called clingy for caring whether my wife was alive, I stopped lying to myself. I opened my contacts and found the number for my attorney, Daniel Harper. He had given it to me 6 months earlier after I had casually mentioned marital problems during a consultation about something unrelated. "If you ever need me, day or night, call," he had said. I mean it. I had never called. Until 4:20 a.m. He answered on the third ring, his voice thick with sleep. "Daniel Harper." I took a slow breath. "Daniel, it's me. I need to file for divorce today. As soon as your office opens." There was a pause. I heard sheets rustle as he sat up. "Are you sure? It's 4:20 in the morning. Decisions made at this hour can feel different in daylight." I looked again at my call log. 15 attempts. "I'm sure," I said calmly. "I've been sure for weeks. I was just waiting for something undeniable." She answered my 15th call at 4:18 and called me clingy for worrying. "That's undeniable." He was quiet for a moment. "Okay," he said finally. "I'll prepare emergency paperwork. Can you be in my office at 9? I'll be there at 8. We talked for 12 minutes. He asked questions, confirmed details, and took notes. By 4:32 a.m., I had an appointment and a plan. When I ended the call, the room felt strangely peaceful. No more waiting. No more hoping. No more being made to feel unreasonable for basic concern. At 8 a.m., I was sitting in Daniel's office in downtown Columbus, Ohio, signing the divorce petition. He had worked quickly, drafting everything we discussed. "Once you sign, I'll file it today," he explained. "She'll be served within 48 hours. Are you ready?" I signed without hesitation. My handwriting was steady, Nothing like my shaking hands at 4:18 a.m. when I dialed her for the 15th time. She came home at 11:37 a.m. She walked in as if nothing had happened. I was at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee. The paperwork was spread neatly in front of me. She barely glanced at it. "Morning," she said casually, heading toward the bedroom. I didn't respond. She stopped and turned around. "Are you seriously still mad about last night? You need to get over this jealousy thing." I looked up at her. "I'm not jealous," I said evenly. "I'm done." She rolled her eyes. "Oh, here we go. Another dramatic lecture about respect." I slid a document across the table. "Not a lecture. A divorce petition. I filed it 3 hours ago. You'll be officially served tomorrow, but I wanted you to know." The color drained from her face. "What?" She grabbed the paper, scanned it, then looked at me as if she didn't recognize me. "This is real. You actually filed." I nodded. 9:03 a.m. It's time-stamped at the bottom. She dropped into a chair. The paper trembled in her hands. "Because I came home late? Because I didn't answer your calls?" I kept my voice steady. "Because you ignored 15 calls over 4 hours and mocked me when you finally answered. Because this is the 4th time this month. Because when I told you I was scared, you laughed." "I didn't mean it like that," she stammered. "I was just having fun. I didn't think you'd actually—" "That's the problem," I interrupted. You didn't think about how I'd feel. You didn't think I'd eventually get tired of being treated like my feelings didn't matter. You didn't think there would be consequences." Tears filled her eyes. "This is crazy. You can't divorce me over one night." I unlocked my phone and showed her the call history. Not one night. Last Tuesday, 9 missed calls. Last Thursday, 12. Saturday, 7. "Do you want me to keep going?" Her confident expression collapsed. "I didn't realize," she whispered. "You didn't want to," I replied softly. "Because realizing would have meant changing. And you didn't want to change. You wanted to do whatever you wanted and assume I'd always be here." She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. "Please," she begged. "I'll answer every call. I'll come home earlier. I'll do whatever you want." I shook my head slowly. "I didn't want answers because you were afraid I'd leave. I wanted them because you cared that I was worried. That moment is gone." Her voice cracked. When did you stop caring?" I thought about it. Probably around call 8 last night. By call 12, I accepted it. By 15, when you called me clingy, I decided. I called my lawyer at 4 a.m., 18 minutes before you answered." Her eyes widened. "You had already decided before we even spoke?" I nodded. The 4 hours of silence told me everything. The call just confirmed it. She covered her face and sobbed. "I can't believe you're throwing away our marriage over phone calls." "I'm not throwing it away," I said, standing up. "You did, every time you ignored me. Every time you made me feel unreasonable for caring. Every time you chose something else over simple communication. I'm just acknowledging that it's already over." I went into the bedroom and began packing. She followed me, pleading, promising, bargaining. I packed methodically and quietly. By 2 p.m., I had checked into a hotel near the riverfront. By 5 p.m., she had called 43 times. I didn't answer. At 7 p.m., she sent a text. "Now you know how it feels." I replied once. "No." I answered on call 15. "You're on 43. There's a difference." The divorce was finalized 74 days later. At first, she contested it, arguing that I was acting impulsively, that one incident wasn't grounds for ending a marriage. Daniel submitted months of phone records. The missed calls told a clear story. The pattern was undeniable. The judge granted the divorce without hesitation. At 4:18 a.m., my wife finally answered after ignoring me for 4 hours, and called me clingy. At 4 a.m., 18 minutes earlier, I had already called my attorney and started the process. She believed she had unlimited time to treat me however she pleased. She was 18 minutes too late to realize she didn't. Because sometimes, the most important call isn't the one they finally decide to answer. It's the one you make when you finally stop waiting for someone to care.